My guest today is Laura Chavez-Salazar, a community banking leader with Sunrise Bank. With years of experience in business development and relationship banking, Laura is passionate about helping families and small businesses succeed through personal service and local support. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you, David. I'm so excited to be here today. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We're glad to have you. So for the viewers who may not know, what really distinguishes a community bank like Sunrise from the big national banks?
You know, this is a great question. It's what makes us different is we're not transactional, we're relational. So what this means is when we're out looking for that business, we really make that extra effort to get to know you as a business owner, to what makes you tick. How do you want to grow your business? What are your plans? Do you have grandbabies? Do you have weddings coming up? Because we really want to be there as a support versus just, another number walking in and out of the door. We don't want that. We definitely want to be a partner. Community banks want to partner with the small business community.
Okay, that's very good distinction. I heard you say a couple key things there. It sounds like a lot of your interaction with your clients and the people that use your bank are you're going and seeing them, which sounds very different than at least my experience with working with the national banks.
It's very different. We understand that small businesses, time is money for them. So they can't take 2 hours to go sit in a bank lobby to fill out a long, drawn out application. So we try to make it as easy as possible. They can come in if they want to, but that shouldn't be the only way that they can do business. Or if they want to do it online, these are options for them. But I'm going to make it as easy as possible. And me coming into your office, where I can say, David, this is what's going on. This is what we're doing. Great. And then be out. And you can move on to your next customer and continue to make, your business grow.
Well, not only the time, but, nobody likes to be a number, right? I mean, we all want to be special. But business owners, if that, and that sounds like that's a big focus for at least your bank, but maybe community banks are a little more business oriented as opposed to, dealing with, not that you don't work with people who are just everyday regular people with deposits and all,
right,
but a little more focused on the business side as well.
You're correct. It's our small business sometimes tend to fall through the cracks with the bigger corporate banks. The big banks are great because they're there to service that niche of large corporate businesses, but the small businesses are equally as important to our country, to our community. They provide jobs, so they need that white glove service, and that's what we provide to them.
And you mentioned another term I picked up on, which is partnership. So you're partnering in a way where you're really kind of looking at how you can be almost like a strategic advisor to that business owner from the lending and the cash flow and the management of finances.
Absolutely. For me, my ideal client is maybe even a startup, someone that can say, I can sit down with and say, this is my plan. Laura, how do I get to that 5 years from now, 10 years from now? I'm in my own building. I'm not paying rent, or I grow from 5 employees to 10 employees. How do we get there? And because that's so fulfilling for me, to see how this company went from here to there versus just, someone that came in, dumped the business on my lap, and then we're out.
Okay. So with the emphasis on being community bank, how does that impact or become part of the way a bank would approach lending and decision making? Because again, from the business owner standpoint especially, we're going to think about lending and how we can leverage your funds to grow our businesses or do whatever it is we're trying to do. How does that local emphasis impact those decisions?
With a community bank, the beauty of having local leadership. So our lenders are local, people that have been in the community for a long time. Our market manager is local, our CEO is local, so they really understand the market that we're in, the community that we're in. So they will look at other things versus just the numbers. They look at maybe the history, who they've done business with, what the potential is. So we look at all of the, I can't even think of the proper word, all of the puzzle pieces, versus looking at a box and saying, okay, they make 1, 2, 3, great, you get a loan, or they have great credit, they have great potential, but maybe they're collateral, So we really look at the whole picture.
And a big part of that, of course, for a bank is risk. So how does that local knowledge impact the evaluation of risk for the bank in terms of that local business owner looking for money?
Risk, we are very aware of what's going on because our board of directors, again, local business owners, so we have real estate folks, we have doctors, so we really have someone from every niche that is running our bank. Our CEO used to be a CPA, so we really try to understand all of the different areas of our community, which bringing that expertise, we can, if we're not sure, we can call out, how is the real estate market? Should we really slow down? So that really does put an emphasis on, and not just that, our lenders have been in the market so long, and this is very typical for community banks, that they know, maybe that guy is not, he didn't have such a great tenure with his prior bank or whatever, and we build such good relationships that we can call on each other at other banks as well.
That makes sense. So do you have an example maybe of where as a community bank being able to step in and maybe help or succeed for a business owner because of that local aspect versus what maybe a national bank wasn't able to do?
I do. This is my favorite story because it was a complete cold call. I walked in the door and it just happened to be a good time. However, I was able to help them in a way that their current bank, one of the large banks, they had been banking with them since they initiated their business 15 years ago. They are a successful construction company, great liquidity, their collateral was great, credit was great. They decided they would like to have a $1 million line of credit just to have that additional availability so they could bid on larger projects, should the opportunity arise. So they go to their banker at the larger bank. 8 weeks later, they're maybe, we don't know, but nobody answers the phone. I happen to walk in. Long story short, May, they tell me, Laura, this is what I need, but we've never heard of a community bank. We hear community banks. So I coach them through that whole thing. This was mid-May. By mid-July, they had closed on their loan, on their line of credit, and I had won all of their deposits. I went in there asking them, give me an account so you can test who I am, you can test who Sunrise Bank is, and once you know who we are, we'll talk about moving additional relationship. And because I did what I told them I would do, within 6 weeks, I had their full buy-in.
Wow. Okay, I think I would call that a success story.
It was a success story.
Very good. Laura Chavez-Salazar, great having you come and share with us about community banking. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.